Breaking news, a man died in an explosion at an East Tulsa apartment complex. We've got live team coverage from the scene where several people had to evacuate. Fox 23's Scott Martin is live on that scene near 15th and Memorial. Scott, you've talked with investigators and neighbors, and you're getting a better look at the damage now.
Michelle, yeah, I'm going to step out of the way. We're now on the backside of this apartment complex just off of 15th Street. This is actually the backyard of a home here, and the family has allowed us to come back here and just look at the damage from this explosion. It happened on the bottom floor there. Taya, if you can kind of zoom in towards the bottom level of this unit. I know there's a car there in the way. You can see Tulsa firefighters still out here on the scene, really all across this complex. From the front side of the complex to the back side, there are several fire trucks as well as police cruisers. And then, Taya, if you will, pan up to the top, that second floor. Look how much that part of the unit is damaged as well. And it looks like next to it, I see some boards up there from possibly broken glass. And just in the parking lot, what I'm seeing is shattered glass everywhere. I see some 2x4s or pieces of wood just scattered all across this parking lot. We did just get some information from firefighters. The public information officer, Andy Little, says that a man unfortunately passed away in this explosion. Just a very devastating scene out here. At this point, as far as fatalities and severe injuries, that was the only one. I did speak with the man who says he lived in that apartment above where the explosion happened, and he described seeing the floor of his apartment bubble up when this explosion happened. And in fact, his girlfriend had a visible wound when we talked with her on her head. They said that something fell in the explosion, causing it to fall and injure her head, but she did get checked out by medics and she is going to be okay. She's just in shock. She's very shaken up, as is any neighbor that we've spoken to today. They're all in shock. When we came over here, when I asked the family of this property if they were okay with us coming back here, I said, "Are y'all okay? Did you hear anything? What happened?" And she said it was a very loud explosion and it shook the home. She said it scared her to death. So this is what it's like out here right now. Everyone is just shocked and shaken up. I know Julia Gorman is on the scene as well. She talked with Andy Little. We've been getting information from fire and police, but that's the latest from this vantage point right here, what you're seeing. Michelle, Ron?
Yes,
when you
so
consider
scary.
The man that he talked to a little while ago, that resident that lives right above that apartment, you saw how much damage was done to that apartment as well. Just unbelievable. Fox 23's Julia Gorman is on the scene as well. And Julia, you've talked with police this morning.
Yeah, Ron, Scott just gave a really great overview of what we just learned. As he mentioned, unfortunately, that man died in this situation. We are sort of across the apartment complex parking lot from where Scott is, just to give a little perspective of where we are. I'd say this is about a medium-sized apartment complex. It's not huge, and the buildings are very long and narrow and very close together. My photographer, Bianca, is zooming in on the building that Scott was just showing you. We're on the other side of it, so all you can really see is some damage on that top corner, that top point of the roof. I did want to mention as well, we learned from Andy Little with Tulsa Fire that there was also a fire in the apartment above the apartment that had the explosion happen. That fire was due to most likely some sort of electrical wiring or faulty wiring as a result of the explosion. So that wasn't a very large fire. Ultimately, we got that information from police about the early indication nodding to this maybe being because of oxygen tanks somehow going off, somehow exploding. Andy wasn't really able to confirm that just yet. He said it's a possibility, but just to give some perspective, fire investigations take time. They can't just go in, look and say, oh, this is exactly what happened. They take time. They're investigating right now. The fire marshal is here, the medical examiner is here, police, Tulsa Fire. So this is going to take time. We're not going to have instantaneous spontaneous answers. I did ask any more identifying information about that man who sadly passed away. He was not able to tell me anything yet. They're working to, of course, contact that man's family and share this horrible news. But this scene here is expansive all the way down this street here around the corner where Scott is. So many people just in shock here. So we will, of course, continue to monitor and bring you any new information here on air and on the free Fox 23 News app. Ron, Michelle, back to you.